the same one. I was at a Westminster one.
Oh
My gosh, I cried for 3 hours. Okay, we have to start this meeting. We have to talk about this.
Who you? I don't know.
I'm definitely. I just like the live in Denver, like the live performance of it, but like the shot. Okay, it's so powerful.
They were more than yeah.
Okay.
So it's not my, ask you a little bit more.
Let me give you some reasons.
I had a jacket on. That's.
Hurry up.
Okay. We're gonna begin.
Are you ready?
Here,
Okay.
okay.
Oh, just goes online.
You guys will be the person to be in the lead.
Yeah.
Bill and Gaia, if you can join, or if you can agree to be panelists. Okay, Jill, are you there?
I'm here. I'm just 2 minutes away. I am like literally on my way there.
Okay. Amazing.
Yep,
Great.
I'm here too. I'm at Broadway and Spruce.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Okay, I am Chair YL, calling this meeting July 29th, 2026, Boulder Arts Commission meeting now. Meeting session, okay. So I will take attendance here. We have Gaia Vinay.
Present,
Here.
present, and
And
fighting.
route. Perfect. Kate Sanino. And is that pronounced for present? You are. Okay, good. Okay, great. Jeffrey Cash is not going to be in attendance. Jill Katzenberger.
Present.
Amazing. Caroline Kurt.
Yes.
Amazing. And then Montserrat Palacios is not. Okay. And then, can I get an approval of the agenda?
I move that we approve the agenda.
Second. See? Oh, all in favor? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Perfect. And then we'll move to approval of June 2026 meeting minutes. Motion for that.
And then we approve the June 2026 meeting minutes.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Easy. All in favor? Great.
Yes.
Yes.
He's saying that for the purpose of the record, he's unable to call, he's making motions, so this is sweet. I made both those motions and Kate seconded both those motions.
Yeah, and I'm taking notes too. Okay. And then we now move to open comment. Just one little bit. Yes, the minutes. Far away. Okay, so these are the public participation guidelines. The city has engaged with community members to co-create a vision for productive, meaningful, and inclusive civic conversations. This vision supports the physical and emotional safety for community members, staff, and council, as well as democracy for people of all ages, identities, lived experiences, and political perspectives. For more information about this vision and the community engagement processes, please visit bouldercolorado.gov
Oh my-
/services /productive atmospheres. Okay. Sorry. Part two. The following are examples of rules of decorum found in the Boulder Revised Code and other guidelines that support this vision. These will be upheld during the meetings. All remarks and testimony shall be limited to matters related to city business and to a 3-minute time limit. No participant shall make threats or use other forms of intimidation against any person. Obscenity, racial epithets, and other speech and behavior that disrupts or otherwise impedes the ability to conduct the meeting are prohibited. In-person participants are asked to refrain from expressing support or disagreement verbally or with applause. Traditionally, support is shown silently through American Sign Language applause signal. Wait. Oh, yeah, first up, Pauline. If you want to come, stand, by these two chairs.
Right over here?
Yes.
Okay.
They're visible and speak loudly.
You know, my actor voice.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, good evening. My name is Colleen Hudson, and I'm the education director with the Catamount. I wanted to express gratitude to the commission for their support for our education programming over the past several years in the Boulder Valley School District. In our 2023-2024 season, we offered our 7-week in-school theater residency to 2 schools in the district and expanded that to 4 schools in the 2024-2025 season. This year, we will be in 5 schools in the Boulder Valley School District, including 2 Title I schools. And we are especially proud of this addition of these schools that we're adding to our serve list. And really the comments that we, and the feedback made to us by the commission several years ago were a part of the reason we doubled our efforts to secure the funding necessary to establish a partnership with these schools. With the expansion of this programming, I am pleased to announce that I will be joining Artistic Director Amanda Berg Wilson as an employee of the company. So moving up from contract. The Catamounts are grateful for the continued support of the commission through this growth and expansion. Thanks.
The destination is on your left.
It's to the left. So next up to speak is Deb Malton. Welcome.
I guess I'll stand.
Yes.
Here.
Yeah,
Okay.
perfect. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Deborah Malden. I am the chair of Great Boulder and I'm the arts liaison. No speaking for this. I was really pleased to see that there was a survey done to inform perhaps modifications and adjustments to the general operating support grants, and I was really interested in the results. I will say one part of it jumped out at me, and you might know that it was one comment about that reference. I would just encourage the commissioners to dig a little deeper. I've heard from multiple leaders in the community that they've had thoughts about the Bedrock grants. I'll let them share those with you. But I thought that perhaps is a way to go back out so that you can get I think deeper information, perhaps more meaningful information, so that when you go through the process of picking the grants program and possibly modifying it, that you're operating with really more complete information. So kudos to you for doing the survey, and and I realize you can't do much if folks don't answer the survey. There's only so much you can do, but I would encourage you just to dig a little bit. So that was it. And I'm excited to be here. I'm looking forward to hearing about the RFP. And thanks for your service. Easy rules.
Is there anyone else? Want to speak? Online at all?
Okay.
Well, then we will move on to the East Bookend RFP with Mark. I'm very excited. Perfect. Also, introduction. This will be an informal informational presentation on the civic area, East Bookend Development Partnership, the key opportunity to deliver on the Boulder Arts Blueprint and respond to community input for affordable, accessible, creative space downtown. I'd like to welcome Mark, our Assistant City Manager, and Shahomie, who's online, the Principal Project Manager for this effort. Mark will walk us through what we've learned from the recent RFI process, where the project is headed, and our next steps. And just a reminder, this is information only, and the Arts Commission does not have an official role in the process right now.
We were trying to spare, she's on another, commission meeting, she's been doing the rounds on many of our. But, is here with us despite that.
We appreciate it.
And I will try to answer all questions, but we'll definitely come to her if we need to. So yes, we're excited to share a little bit more about this opportunity. I guess just to kind of define really quickly what we need to look at, because it is part of our civic area. It is 13 to 14 Arapahoe Canyon, so that whole block. Right next to where the farmers market sets up. As you know, we hopefully know, we just renamed the park, Boulder Creek Park. Went with the kind of most obvious, but I think we've heard a lot of positive feedback on celebrating the creek and the area in general. So that is what we're talking about tonight, is that block, or you can still get myself. You'll see two different aspects of what we're calling is this development opportunity. Most of what we will focus on is the East Bookend, so that includes several city buildings, which include Atrium Building, the Tea House, where BMOCA sits right now, which is called the City Storage and Transfer Building. And then there are some additional private parcels on the block. As well. We are including as an opportunity, as a party opportunity, the West Bookend, the West End, which is currently where our Agewell Center sits, and an adjacent parcel that is city owned. We'll talk a little bit more about that, but one of the reasons why that is out there is it's very valuable real estate, and two, we have been envisioning relocating those services at Agewell to our North Boulder Rec Center once we're funded and able to do so. If there is a large conversation going on about recreation funding, you haven't been paying attention to that. That'll play out over the next couple of weeks and perhaps on ballot as well. Next slide. Why are we pursuing a partnership? I think I can oversimplify by saying simply the city can't afford it on its own to achieve the community vision. And so what we are attempting to do is leverage the city's assets to be able to realize that vision. We have a couple surface parking lots there, not the highest and best use within your core downtown. We have some historical assets and buildings that we can leverage in some way. And so the question really is, can the private market help support some of these interests by making that land available for development in a number of different ways? This is not kind of a blank check. This is done very intentionally with what is the city trying to achieve in this area, and how does it relate to other city investments, and how do we build on what is already there and successful in the area. So what we did in, I myself with all these slides and then figure out what I'm going to say later. What I'll talk about here coming up is how we went about testing the market before we issue this RFP. I'll touch on that in a second. And then the last piece of this is really, we could have a really long list of community interest. We know, we have arts and culture needs, farmers market needs. We want it to be this active, vibrant space. We've had to try and limit what our asks are, for reasons that I'll get into. But that's also to say that we also need it to be a revenue generating opportunity. We're trying to get out of some of our buildings. Again, we mentioned the recreation conversation. We've had a lot of conversation around with the first maintenance in our city buildings, and we need to divest ourselves of the many different buildings we're in as much of our city services move to the Western City campus of Broadway. So we're hoping that there's a two birds situation here where we are able to generate some revenue, get out of the ongoing maintenance of these buildings while also achieving community goals things to develop. So through Genomic and team's extensive engagement with the civic area project, we also included listening around at the East Bookend. And what we heard through that engagement are a few key themes. One being food as an anchor. So obviously that is related to farmers market. We don't want to lose that. How to enhance that? The team has already been very thoughtful in how to incorporate enhancements on 13th Street that can really add to what is already going on with our farmers market there. Recreation, so that connection to the investments that we are making within Boulder Creek Park, and community arts and culture. We have had for decades the anchor of BMOCA in the civic area. And so how do we think ahead for the next 50 years and think about not just on the East Bookend itself, but that activation of the entire site, the entire park. That is something we heard very loud and clear through the process as well. Next slide. I mentioned what is there already. Those three buildings, the tea house, the atrium, storage and transfer building are all landmark buildings. So what that means is there are restrictions on what can be done with those buildings in terms of alterations. I will say that the tea house will not be touched, so it will kind of live on as it is today. That use will not change. For the other buildings, we are trying to be as flexible as possible, open to possibilities on how to achieve our goals within the existing buildings or somewhere else along the entire block.
The atrium is the building closest to Canyon.
Yes.
What's currently in there?
We have city services currently in there.
Okay.
We are anticipating no longer needing that building for city services once we move up to Western City campus. That project will be completely knocked out by fall of next year. So that we can get that going. And then we imagine that they're kind of one of the most attractive portions of this project is the development on the surface parking lots now. We're talking about locations with loss of parking as well. We are making several exciting enhancements in phase 2 within our park, now named. We are just starting to get to the point of understanding what we can accomplish with the funding we have available. I know that several of those things include reorienting the seating in the amphitheater in the band shell so that it flows a little bit better through the park. So that is really exciting. I have a chance to go preview with one of those VR sets, thank you. And everybody's watching over my head. Well, they looked really, really cool from there. Some other enhancements include making the green space flow a little bit better all the way from the band shell to the south end of the park. So that includes covering part of the bridge that runs through the park. And then creating a much more functional 13th Street What this involves is actually closing 13th Street to traffic, and so having it more of a pedestrian type of road, except open for vehicles. It still would be accessible for farmers markets, so that you can still get trucks in and out and all that good stuff. And then as a part, another really interesting feature is continuing this nature play in some way in that area, having some type of playground feature, and then a deck, which would be more of your kind of food and drink, the place to hang out, all that kind of stuff along adjacent to the 13. This is a good test, Shiomi, if I'm listening to all of the presentations. So where we've been on East Bookend in particular, we thought that public-private partnership in some way would be a good way to achieve all of the goals that we have on the site. But we didn't know for sure. So what we did back starting last fall is an RFI, or request for interest, where we asked the market essentially, hey, we've got this opportunity, we've got these general goals. Is this something you're interested in? If you are, what generally would you seek to develop on this site? Et cetera, to really understand, is there kind of support for this type of model out there? We did receive 9 responses. I will say there were really strong responses. There were probably 5 or 6 teams that were assembled that not only seemed to have the financial wherewithal to execute the project, but understood our goals and took different approaches, but there were some common themes that we've learned through that process that we've carried forward through the RFP. Next slide. What we learned is that there is strong interest in a mixed-use civic destination with the type of programming that we were seeking. I was particularly impressed with the focus on of having arts and culture on the site as a means to activate the area, which I think is really important as we have city staff currently within the civic area that will get moved out. What does the kind of vibrancy, the day-to-day vibrancy look like in the area? I think activation is really important. So about having these firms really think about how they could contribute to that was really interesting. We also saw support for partnership models that are able to leverage the private investment while delivering the public benefits that we're seeking. And this would be done in a way where the city does not have to kind of maintain in the long term, which is just important for the good stewards of our resources. Other things we heard emphasize connections to the park and the downtown, looking at reuse of the historic assets that we have. I mentioned expanded programming, the activation, and I think everyone is really embracing the partnership with Boulder County Farmers Market as we outlined it. There were a lot of questions around, okay, this all sounds great. We need more details, and what is the partnership with the farmers market? What types of uses is the city interested on the site? What type of financial arrangement is the city interested in? And so we've been sharpening our pencils to provide a lot of that detail in the next stage of the process. Next slide. So the next stage of that process is a request for proposals, or RFP. We are getting really close to the release of that RFP. So as I mentioned, Shiomi and the team have been going around to many of our commissions to present what we've learned and talk about some of the goals for the RFP. We will be doing the same for City Council in a couple weeks on August 13th. And I'm assuming they are comfortable with this approach. We will release an RFP shortly after that. That will be open for a good chunk of time to allow folks the opportunity to respond, with the goal of selecting a partner to be with us through this process by the end of the year. Once selected, we anticipate there would be called the concept planning process. early kind of conceptual phase of the development. That we would be working with the partner on through 2027. With site plan and formal agreements through 28, and knock on wood, we could be on construction in 2029, which should line up just after we're complete with most of our Boulder Creek investments. Next slide.
I just wanted to pull us back here to our extension before we open up the questions and see if anyone has anything to add. But this is really the opportunity for us to deliver on parts of the arts movement. Through the community engagement, we've heard one message very consistently is that people want affordable, accessible things to see on a downtown area, and this helps us respond to that. It advances creative art and values, public art, nonprofits and institutions, experimentation and innovation, and it also supports the cultural infrastructure direction and it aligns with the Valley Comprehensive Plan, which is in finalized now, which elevated arts and culture as a dedicated purpose area. And just a note to add that the city's not going to select the arts and culture partners directly. It's not my job, Mark's job, General's team's job. Developers are encouraged to include those partners in their RFP responses and make clear that arts and culture is entirely in their responses to this RFP. And I believe we have on the next step slide. 27, the concept plan review process will bring another update to the Arts Commission. And of course, you can reach out at any time. Another update. Interim project updates can be found on a project website, which I'll send to all of you. And we did create an online forum for arts and cultural organizations or other local businesses who are interested in being contacted by developers about the project. So if you're an arts and culture nonprofit in the audience or listening, you can sign up, and we're sending developers there to say, hey, if you're interested in the local community, you might be a good partner. Here's a list of interested nonprofits.
And I'll just add to that, I think, we want to be as clear as possible, but also allow for creativity and flexibility with how people respond to our RFP. So, I know, for instance, the farmers market is really interested in that atrium building, and that could work really well for an indoor space for them. I know it makes a lot of sense to continue to have an arts and culture use in the storage and transit building. Those could work. It could be oriented in a slightly different way, and we don't want to limit ourselves to just that. And so what the RFP will do is say, we are open to arts and culture anchors on the site. It's a requirement that it's got to be on the site in some format. How you do that and how you activate the park is up to you if you allow that type of creativity. And so we'll make sure it's as clear as a requirement, but how it's achieved is something we want to explore with these folks that respond and see what different options are out there. And as we iterate through negotiations, I think we'll get iterate through. Last thing I'll say is just in how this kind of comes together. I think there's probably a couple different ways that these development groups will approach this. One could be a very broad way, which is they say, we know you want an arts and culture anchor, and there will be, but we're not identifying who that is yet. We're going to go through this concept planning process in 2027. We're going to engage with the community and figure out what the right uses or the right anchor or anchors. That would be perfectly acceptable. You could have other firms that say, we already engaged with so-and-so and know they would be an awesome anchor, and that is going to be who we engage with or selected. And so, that's just something that we'll have to kind of weigh through that process, what fits. And so that'll be one of the considerations is just kind of thinking through how thoughtful that approach is and the context of all the other things that they will have to respond to. The arts for farmers market and then the development. So
I have a question. These may all be premature, so within the context that is probably, they may be impacted by what the developers send you back. I saw on the slide 24/7, you're hoping it to be an area of 24/7 activity. What kinds of things are you envisioning being there that are gonna be driving that after midnight to dawn?
that's a good question. Is she homie? I think I might punt on the 24/7 seems like a.
Is that
planning term,
aspirational
but-
or is that
Yeah.
not to be taken seriously?
That's a good question. Can you all hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. And some of you at the far end of the table, I can hear you, but you're coming in a little soft. So just correct me if I misunderstand anything. But the 24/7 activation, I think, is aspirational for sure. On Parkside, we hope to expand the programming and the activity downtown. It helps create a safe environment, have people, vibrancy, businesses within the space, right? It's definitely lost a lot of energy after COVID, but we are seeing some of it come back. So some of those activities, we hope are similar to the Wildwoods installation, if you've seen that south of the band shell. So that's a temporary playground installation, but we hope to add a permanent playground, splash pad. We hope our festivities and our events expand and grow and go more into the night and have that capacity after the 13th Street upgrade. So we're looking to design the 13th Street upgrade into a festival street where we have string lighting and more of a welcoming feel for folks and for events to actually occur. We'll have lighting and audio upgrades to that street for festivities. So I'm hoping we can expand the activities quite a bit. Maybe not quite to 24/7, 365, but certainly also looking at expanding seasonally too.
And I think, just in terms of some of the uses, I think different in the RFI, different respondents took different approaches, but in either some focus more on housing, and so you have that kind of activation and more residents in the area. Some took more of a hospitality approach, and so you
Yeah.
have kind of what hotel to bring, all that kind of stuff, and so we interested like more than any sort of major development of like how does that look and feel all days, all hours, all that kind of stuff, and so that's the part of the consideration.
I have two questions. When you say encourage arts and culture is encouraging the RFP, are they gonna be scored based on whether they include arts and culture or that as well?
Yeah, I believe that is one of our scoring criteria.
Could you repeat the question? I think you're facing away from the microphone.
Yes, is in the RFP scoring, are the developers going to be scored? Is arts and culture included in the scoring mechanism?
Yes, it's a component of the criteria. So we have many lines of the criteria. If developers have the experience that we want to see, if they have financial feasibility and backing. So a lot of these things are layered into criteria, and the desired programming the city is asking for, which includes arts and culture, is going to be a criteria.
And then the second question is, of the three buildings that are mentioned, I'm assuming there's a lot of restrictions, right, on how they can be renovated and all those things. If they need to be used for arts and culture, there is some renovations, like a stage or like speakers and all these things. How easy is it? Like, I know you want to be flexible, but like, how easy is it to push these internal renovations through?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think for the most part, not historic preservation expert. But most of the internal improvements will be fine generally. So, I think that, we anticipate there being alterations, especially to from inside. It doesn't function super well at the moment. If it's more extensive, like, let's say someone wanted to knock down one of the atrium walls to kind of connect it to other buildings, if that's possible, we just have to go through a process to
Thank you. I also have a building related question. Is it part of the requirement that the arts and culture partner would be a permanent placement or like kind of a permanent resident in one of those buildings? Or is it possible that a developer could propose that one of those buildings becomes more of a rental or an open venue that different organizations or different types of use could come through? Because I see those as two very different paths.
Yeah, I think Mark definitely can add on to here, but we see at least in the RFP submittals, there are all kinds of ideas coming through, and that could be somebody coming in as a permanent anchor, for instance, and or a leasing opportunity. That would be up to the developer team, certainly who they'd want to reach out to. Like Lauren mentioned, we have that list that we're crafting for developers to review and look through to see if there's any interesting ideas or any partnerships that they want to reach out to. So that would be definitely on the team to kind of work through what they would like to see for their submittal, who they would like to work with, and then how does that fit into their submittal? Are they leasing? Are they a more of a permanent fixture somehow?
And I was thinking beyond just leasing. Like a venue that different organizations can rent, so like every night or couple nights of the year, there's something different happening in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
That is a possibility,
Yeah.
but that would be what's
Yeah.
proposed. Okay,
Exactly.
I'm not saying pro or con,
Mhm.
just curious.
Yeah, and I think like the details of something like that would be through that concept funding process, which would be the next step. And I think, you know, at that point, like our selection would be based on who we trust as a partner to deliver the things. And if, you know, we kind of believe that they can pull off a concept like that, then there would have to be no process like the project construction, or can go through the right steps to make it work. But yeah, something like that is totally possible.
Two other questions, on the food front, with the partnership with the, I'll try and speak up. With the partnership with the farmers market, is there going to be an opportunity for proposals to have other restaurants in there? And if so, what is gonna be the mechanism to measure the impact on Pearl Street?
Yeah, it's a really good question. We have not limited the food and drink in the RFP as of right now. The farmers market component is pretty specific. We have established an MOU directly with the farmers market to say kind of, here's our shared goals for what you would bring to the site, what we're trying to achieve with some type of permanent year-round presence. And that you'll have a chance to look at those proposals. And we've done that for a couple of reasons. One, to be super clear with the farmers market. Two is, we don't want each development team that responds to feel like they have to go and negotiate an individual thing with the farmers market. There could be other food and drink concepts, and especially if it's hospitality, I could see next use proposing. I think the amount is something we'd have to consider and look at. You know, hopefully, this area kind of becomes its own destination in of itself, and that it would help, you know, spill over people going back and forth from Grove Street downtown. But we want to consider the impact overall. And then there's other improvements. So 13th Street will certainly help. The team is taking the Arboretum path to schematic design, which is like the last step before construction. We don't have funding to do that path up to the hill. But it's ready to go if we have another funding mechanism. We're also thinking about kind of that connection then from civic area up to Grove Street as well. So, you know, hopefully the whole area is flows a little bit better than it does today, even if there's some kind of additional uses that are there today.
If you need to move on to the next. Really quickly, we will
Okay.
the question.
I hope, I hope so really quickly.
Yeah.
Is the changes that are anticipated to the park elements? How will those impact big events like the Creek Fest? Are those still gonna be able to be held in that space or looking?
Yeah, we hope we're changing certainly the space to help support things like Creek Fest, Taco Fest, other events for the better. We've definitely been working with our internal Boulder Parks and Rec special events team, as well as the citywide special events team. And so getting feedback on what's working, what's not specifically for some of the other festivals that we're supporting. And so we're really trying to craft and tailor all of our improvements to support everything that certainly happens here today. And hopefully we get actually more excitement and additive events.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to move on to the next topic, which is public art program, which is also Shahoni and Brendan.
Thanks, everybody. All right. So today I'll be presenting our past for the Pearl Street Mall refresh and 50th anniversary on Pearl Street Mall, with some ideas for art activations. So first of all, what is the Pearl Street Mall refresh? It is a study to recommend long-term investment on one of Boulder's iconic public spaces. It will assess and implement priority maintenance and improvements and enhance the pedestrian experience in time for the Pearl Street Mall 50th anniversary. So you can see in this image, the length of the mall is sort of under the purview of this project, managed by Parks and Recreation. So some of the improvements you might see, new bollards at intersections, new security cameras, kind of nature pop-ups, new planting bed enhancements, seasonal arbor, other planting pop-ups, new string lighting along the mall, and a winter garden along the mall. So these will be a mix of kind of temporary improvements and long-term improvements. Some of the other activations that will happen will be a nature experience, placemaking and engagement pop-ups, 50th anniversary banners to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Pearl Street Mall, probably some new restroom support, again, planting bed enhancements, some new interpretive signage, kiosk updates, some more policy signage consolidation, and then of course some art. And that's what we'll be getting to doing, part of our project. So along this corridor, we're going to have a competition that's a kind of a partnership between Parks and Recreation and our office. So there'll be an urban design competition that will is managed by Parks and Rec, but will be kind of street and alley activations along the mall. We're also going to do an experiments in public art call for the 50th anniversary. That's through our office. Parks and Rec is partnering with Streetwise Arts to do some crosswalk mural enhancements in the area and an alley mural, hopefully an alley mural along the mall. So in terms of the public art component, for our office, we have about $50,000 total to spend next year along Pearl Street Mall for this effort. We will have, like I kind of mentioned, one open call for temporary art with project budgets up to $9,500. So we have about $20,000 to spend, split between 2 to 4 projects. And this will be part of that Spirit of Pearl competition. We will also have one open call for a painting depicting the 50th mall for the 50th anniversary. The budget for that will be $7,000, and again, in the Spirit of Pearl competition. And then we'll have 2 invitationals. One invitational will be a performance art and puppetry along the mall with a total budget of $9,500. And then one invitational to have an artist activate the newspaper box near 14th and Pearl with a budget up to $9,500. Our standing selection panel are going to be kind of selecting these projects as we move forward. These are all temporary artwork, so we're going to need to go through a full public art process. But our standing selection panel includes Jill Katzenberger, who mentioned it. Stephen Frost, who's an artist and CE professor. Nikki Rademacher, who's a creative event producer. Howard Rubin, who's a branding and marketing professional, and Aaron Winston, who's the executive director of Groundworks. And then as part of our technical review committee, we'll have Julia Dulian and Shahoni from Parks and Recreation. They're both senior landscape architects. And then Anna Salim, she's the VP of Operations and Programming at Downtown Boulder Partnership. So these folks will be kind of helping us plan and coordinate and offering our professional expertise when it comes to the selections of projects. So I'm going to kind of go into these a little bit. If you, there's kind of a lot of text here, so I'll try to summarize a little bit. But our experiments in public art call, this will be kind of our, it's sort of a classic call. It's our kind of our citywide laboratory for public art projects, temporary artworks. So these are kind of experiments within community, unconventional parameters,
And hopefully they're selected in part by incorporating concepts and materials that go beyond the notion of traditional public art. So for this year, we'll be focusing on obviously the Pearl Street Mall and the 50th anniversary. And so some of the goals for this program are to advance cultural equity, prioritizing access, inclusion, and representation in the public realm, promoting environmental and sustainable practices and public art creation, strengthening community cohesion, supporting resilience through creative responses to social, environmental, and economic challenges, engaging the community across the city of Boulder through arts experiences, showcasing local and regional talent, promoting Boulder as a vibrant and authentic place to live, work, learn, and recreate, support the community's new, thought-provoking, and innovative ideas, fostering collaboration between government, creatives, community members, neighborhoods, businesses, and nonprofits, creating a sense of place, and honoring history, heritage, and identity in our community. So again, these are going to be the open call. Artists can apply with cool temporary art ideas with budgets up to 9,500. We have a bucket of about 20,000, so that will pay for at least 2, not more projects. So here are some of the sites that we determined could be good little pop-up sites for temporary art along Pearl Street Mall. Artists can also apply with other ideas if they have them for locations. So our other open call is a commemorative painting, kind of depicting what Pearl Street Mall has been, is now, and what it might be in the next 50 years. So we'll be commissioning a 4-foot by 4-foot painting. The final selections will be made by the Public Art Program Standing Selection Panel with input from our technical review committee. And those final designs will be used to promote Pearl Street Mall and the 50th anniversary. The 25th anniversary, a rendition of that painting is hanging at the restroom. It's at 13th and Pearl. So what the plan is to kind of move that rendition to the other side of the restroom and hang a new 50th anniversary painting, like vinyl and aluminum in that place, and then either hang the painting itself, give it a long-term loan to Downtown Boulder Partnership, or hang it in a conference room or a lobby into the collecting evolution. And then our 2 invitationals. So the first one is the puppetry and performance. So this will be a series of 4 performance art or puppetry events commemorating the 50th anniversary. So we're looking for events that take place kind of in the dark parts of the year. We have a lot of activation during the summer, but it'd be nice to get people back to Pearl Street Mall, near Halloween, Thanksgiving, New Year's Eve, and Valentine's Day 2028. So obviously this is all for next year and into 2028. And kind of encouraging themes that explore the mall as a historic public place. We're inviting these 4 artists to give us proposals. They'll be paid a stipend for that, and then if they are selected, they'll get their total budget would be $9,500 for the project. And then other invitational. So this is an image of the newspaper box that we want to activate. It's the leases are all expired at the end of this year, and then we kind of want to activate this in something cool, something new, like what we reimagine what this is. So these we've invited these 3 artists. There's 2 backups listed as well, to give us a proposal. They'll be $250 for their proposal, and then whoever selected will given a budget up to $9,500 to activate this newspaper box. And we're looking at maintaining it for about a year. And then after that, it's sort of, do we keep activating it? Does Parks and Rec do something else with the boxes? Do we go back to putting periodicals here, or do we just remove the structure altogether? But we thought it would be kind of a fun way to activate this space. Any questions or comments? This is not, we don't need a vote for this. I'll return at a later date with those final selections, and then you guys can ask more questions then. I don't know, Jill, if you want to say anything about the meeting we had this month.
I'm excited about projects. I feel like doing it as an invitational is interesting. I think it's gonna be really efficient, but the committee kind of came having done some research and thought about artists that would be a good fit, and then we chatted about it, and we went and pulled up people's websites, and yeah, we all it pretty fast, and it felt like we were all like pretty quickly on the same page with getting a diverse pool of people. Yeah, it was some exciting stuff. I wish we could share this. I come to friends and I was like, look at these artists.
So it's a little different path, but I think it'll be really interesting and really successful for Pearl Street Mall. And I don't know, Shahomi, do you have any other comments or things you'd like to add?
Yeah, I'm just appreciative to the, I hope I'm getting the name right, the Standing Selection Committee, because it was very, it was a great mind melt that I just watched and saw you all work together and come up with some great ideas. So again, so grateful for that process, and we're really excited to get things installed and ready for the 50th anniversary, and we're hoping that we can get some of this installed too for Sundance. So
Yeah, sure.
So my first question is for, which is Lord in my head. Okay, so my first question is, we have this huge thing now for accessibility and all of the things that Sarah's working on. Are we going to have some elements of that in the 2D sort of publicly performance, like an ASL interpreter? I don't know.
It kind of, yeah,
Thinking
that's
about
a great
things like
question.
that.
If we, I mean, it depends on what kind of proposals we get from
Okay.
the artist, because we're not directing them to give. It might not even be language at all in the performance, it might just be music or, you know what I mean? So we're sort of waiting to see what those proposals come up with, but we definitely, one of our goals, internally and through our blueprint and through city's goals is accessibility, so.
Okay.
If we need to have ASL or if we need to have some, we can look into that.
And then my second question is, if we are spending money to make this 4x4 piece of art, can we make prints of it and sell it?
We
So then we can get some money to
We-
fund other projects.
Our plan is to definitely use the image for promotional materials for the 50th anniversary in terms of like posters and postcards. We're not going to sell anything. This is, public art is free for the public. I mean, that would be a whole other, to be able to sell the postcards or sell posters is a whole other added layer of bureaucracy that we could look into, but generally for public art, we don't create merchandise. It's just, we can hand out postcards, we can hand out other
I think
things
it's
that it's.
such a missed opportunity though. I mean, because it's fun and it's gonna be fun and beautiful and it's clean in a restroom, like, I would say like, there's a way to make it work. And it doesn't have to be an expensive print, like, $10, $12, I don't know, whatever else it is.
Or make it into a Liberty puzzle.
Yeah, or a Liberty puzzle.
These are good ideas, everybody down there.
I think it would be fun. I mean, I know there's a bureaucracy thing to it, but. I mean.
Yeah, that we have to talk about. all
Maybe
financial-
the Chamber of Commerce can partner with how they do the star cardboards. Postcards.
Yeah, we're open to ideas. That wasn't sort of our original plan, but we can look into it.
Help you. I would be nosy about it. I would like to participate in the bureaucratic process of. Maybe to sell.
Merchandise.
Yeah. The public art.
If it's good.
Is there gonna be like a specific date, like 50th anniversary event, like?
It's,
Celebration?
isn't it August, Shahomi? I'm blanking on when the actual like official anniversary date is.
yeah, so I think there is a date for early August. However, working with DBP, they would like to take the month of August to do several different events. So really, I would say it is the month of August where we're celebrating.
And then kind of throughout the whole year, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Any other questions?
No, I'll save it.
Okay, we
Thanks.
will move on to our next matter of business, which is gonna be commission business. First, we'll start with liaison updates, if anyone has anything they want to share immediately? I know we're also. Or sent the email about potentially doing reports, which will be then in the packets. I'm working on one right now, so that'll be my next packet for everyone to read.
I went to, well, I think the biggest update is tomorrow I am meeting all my liaisons. And I'm excited to meet some of them who are new to me. And I will report back.
All of them together or?
All of them
Okay,
together.
okay, I wanted to.
One big adventure.
Amazing.
Yes.
Okay, we wanna keep this short and sweet, right?
Okay.
I put up the questions of like, share any successes or achievements, any challenges, any collaborations, and I got several back, so right now, like in real time, I'm gonna try to like suss out the ones that feel the most exciting to share. So Eco Arts has other collaborations with multiple mobile homes, but they did a month-long photo workshop exhibition partnering with middle school age kids that live in the San Mazzaro mobile home park. And partnered with a Colombian photographer, so like that sounded amazing and impactful. And let's see, we're gonna put them now. Then they have several films that have been selected for festivals around the world. So one of their films is going into a festival in Brazil, Malta, Spain, Venezuela, UK, and Denver. So in Russia, that's exciting. T2 Dance Company has a gala on Saturday at the Dairy Center. That's a big annual event for them. And yeah, and they all shared a whole bunch of collaborations. So it's exciting. I mean, I'm looking forward to getting to know some of these organizations that were not my liaison appointments before, because they're doing.
I heard also cool things that a few of mine are doing, but I also have wanted to get together with them, so maybe I'll wait and tell them that, and then I have more to share and get more insight about students with friends. And, but two, E-Town and Chautauqua, of course, are doing updates related to science, especially Chautauqua, who's really doing a lot, which we all know, so they're all excited about that, but I learned that Chautauqua is adding so many more ADA accessible and interior restrooms, which is just.
Okay. Well, next we have our work groups. I start with accessibility. Is there any updates on accessibility?
These might be slightly out of order. It's all moving. Alright. So we are going to have the website up in about a week. I'm also working with Cindy to get the passport map up, which will include basically a map of either places that have accessible programming or is owned or operated by owners with disability. That's in line with some of the work that the state is doing. And then I will be speaking to the Center for People with Disabilities in October 10th, to get feedback on our programming. So if there's any questions you want me to go into that meeting with, please put it in there. And then you said you can see the job.
For the passport map, is that just arts businesses or any business?
We're creating it, so it's gonna be us in full.
Okay.
Yeah, organizations and businesses, like. I have questions about the station. If this is the right time for that. The accessibility thing? Yeah. Oh, environmental sustainability, sorry. I think I said that. What's the next one?
I think that's the next one, which is inspired to move to that one. Yeah. Yeah.
So there's that statement.
Yeah, I have notes too, so yeah, we can all. Let's see. Or yeah, there's more. Put this in first, yeah. So some intro. they have draft statement, thanks very much for working through, and we just have. Do you have anything that you'd like to say about the statement before we? Nope. I will certainly take your comments and thoughts and edits, do another draft and I'll send it out to everybody after the meeting, in case you'd like to respond directly to me with any kind of comments and things as you think of them, since it is the first working draft for the sustainability. So,
I liked it. I had one thing that I didn't quite understand. And it was, there's a line in there, we hold ourselves to the same aspirations we share with others and commit to reflecting these values in the arts commissions and work, but I didn't know who you were sharing aspirations with. Okay. It was okay.
I have an added note, that's a technicality. Yeah, that we hold ourselves to the same aspirations. Aspirations aren't something you hold yourself to. If you hold an aspiration, you hold yourself to a standard.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
So that was first, that was really unclear to me, what you were really trying to say there. And then there was a reference to supporting access to capital grants. And I saw that that was kind of tagged as a possible discussion point later, so if this isn't the time to talk about that. We don't do capital grants, so I wasn't sure how we're supporting access to them.
I mean, if you allow for POS funds to be spent on capital improvements, if there is a social good, so like accessibility, ADA compliance, or environmental efficiency improvements, so that is good, that last one.
So maybe that needs to be tweaked a little bit, you know, but however we're support access to whatever the narrow thing. I don't want to overpromise what we're doing. If we're,
Yeah.
if it's on.
yeah, I do think, holding ourselves accountable to aspirations for the future too, whatever that means. But, would be if there are additional funds that come from the DDA or from other like funding mechanisms, some of these tools that we've been talking about, there is potential for that. So maybe we broaden it to say like as funding becomes available.
Yeah, because right now it's kind of like all framed as commitments, and I'm like, I don't feel.
No, sure. Stated in a way that's a bit intent, right? Sure. Yeah. Okay, I'll dig into my.
I love what we value. What does that mean? Because it's at the bottom of the list of several other things. Does it mean that? Well, we're not just telling others to. No, I don't get it. I don't understand. How to say it.
I think I get what you're trying to say now, but it's not stated well.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like within the grant program, we have scoring on environmental sustainability, so we're trying to show like ourselves doing it, our organizations, support organizations. I mean, I can certainly say that.
It's the model, what we value.
Yeah,
That
sure.
cracks that wide open for me,
Yeah.
but I still think.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Again, I hate to be nitpicky, but I'm a reader, so, the last sentence of the first paragraph, the Boulder Commission, that first thing, Boulder's creative community has the power to inspire, educate, and mobilize, and carries a responsibility, lead by example, and caring for the natural world. Those feel like two different ideas. So like, inspire, educate, and mobilize are things that it's doing for others, and then carries a responsibility is a different type of action. They see that should be separate. What sustainability means for the education section. The cultural community can, I think this is used twice. The cultural community can integrate sustainability. Should it be should? Because we can, but that doesn't mean like we're going to, or we should, or, you know. And then the same in the second paragraph, Arts Commission can demonstrate, maybe gets to demonstrate, or is demonstrating, or something like that. Yeah.
We're continuing to.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
We aspire to that.
Yeah, we should, yes.
Or should we just hold the We should hold ourselves.
Those are all my little tidbits, yeah.
Yeah, right, yeah. My very basic question is, what is our goal with this? Are we just like, what is our hope? That they're gonna read the statement and then do what? Are they gonna be better at handling their waste? When they have a live performance? Are they going to recycle better? Are they going to do what?
I mean, don't get me wrong, but I think for all these statements, it's to help the community, but it's also to guide our work, so we have like people that are blueprints and we can point and say, okay, this is the priority, so we can dedicate staff and time and resources to this. And so I think if we, the commission puts out a statement, it's like more legitimacy for staff to be working in those areas. But yeah, there's also informational and the hope is that we will provide additional resources beyond this statement, that this would just kind of like the opening paragraph and then the full like thesis, if you will, would have resources for organizations. But yeah, you can do that.
No, it's great. And I think you're right to, sorry, I do, but very tiny. You're right that it goes all the way from recycling to improving your HVAC system or installing solar, right? Like the whole gamut of things, which we saw in regional operating support applications, right? We saw an excellent scope of what people are doing and working on. We want to be supportive of it, to say that it's important to us, build those program and sort of lead from behind and encourage people to know where they're going.
I just feel that's the thing, I feel like it's really aspirational, I think others have pointed out too, like, I think we have to have some like metrics, some things that they can, not even metrics, like, just like be a little bit more specific about. Especially if they're gonna evaluate the brand based on this statement, if then you read it and you're like, I don't know.
Well, you know what, we're glad you brought that up, because it kind of parallels what we talked about at the AI summit, which is that the AI statement, which you've also seen in here, really is more about, okay, this is just kind of our acknowledgement of this issue and our values around it. It doesn't have anything about how we're going to deploy our understanding of AI situations in grant review, but we are also doing that, it's just not in that value statement. So it's like, this is kind of the baseline of what we value, what's important, and it will shape how we implement it in a grant review or in decision making, or if the Pearl Street 50th gets submissions that were like, wait a minute, those are like environmentally horrible because they're producing all this waste, and okay, we know that matters to us, so we will apply that principle. So that I'm just paralleling to what we were talking about with AI.
And I did want to just point out that later on in the packet, there is an invitation in the section about the grants to give feedback on how we want to incorporate these values, because I think exactly right, it's just value statements into grant practice, and that's where practice is. And then once we have that, maybe then it's because these are going to be living documents, then that gets updated once we know exactly how that's going to be implemented.
But thank you.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that I feel like this is just one little step in the process. The summits that we're holding, all the other ways in which the organizations can come up with their goals that make sense for the work that they do, because the venue is going to create different goals in sustainability than an event focused organization. And so we will provide tools and ideas and even potential connections to resources, but it's not gonna look like the same thing for each group.
Thank you.
Yes, we do have the summit.
Yes, there's a summit. So I will send it out. If you have any thoughts, respond just to me. Excellent first round of edits. I'm sure there will be more, and I appreciate them all. Feel free to email or call me anytime about it. Thank you. And the next are AI work group.
They give the next draft or final draft? That's what I guess it depends. I guess it depends on, yeah.
Let's start with just a quick review of the summit. I thought it was amazing for I think we're working way ahead of the curve as far as our supposed goes. I did want to say thank you to Matthew and Kate for hosting. Is there anything you'd like to say? Thank Matthew about the summit.
You just took about.
Yeah, exactly, right now.
It's the perfect time to talk.
I thought it went really well. Kate did a great job emceeing it, and yeah, the people were really interested. I think we did a good job of framing it as at the beginning of like, we're not gonna solve any big philosophical questions about AI. We're gonna just kind of explore the topic and talk about how it might relate to someone who's, you know, offering grants or applying for grants. And yeah, we led people through an exercise that kind of helped them see how tricky it is to evaluate some of these different scenarios. Yeah, we had a great case study, and some good kind of suggestions around prompts, like how to prompt AI better. So I thought it was a really productive time.
And an artist.
And an artist, yeah.
Was it one of the better attended summits?
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah. That's good. It was great. I mean, you all did an amazing job setting it all up. It was in a beautiful space and it was planned really well. The top meeting was effective and so great lineup of speakers and topics and we stayed on time, even though we have like a ton of content. People were into it. I like how we had framed it as no one has to use AI, and we did like a fun little quiz in the beginning. That was Richard's idea, right? He suggested that we do that to kind of get a sense of like who's using it every day, once in a while, never. Do you feel like you're a total beginner? Are you kind of a pro in your circles? Like it was kind of neat to see, and it was really across the board in that sense. It was just it was cool. It was like if you want to use it, here are ways you could, but you know, people can have all sorts of feelings and decisions about using it or not. And I think it was good for us to show as a commission, as an office, that we're thinking about it ahead. We're being transparent about the things that we're delivering. And we're open to talking with artists and grantees about kind of what it means and how we make decisions around it. So I think it was really, we were out front of, we're not gonna get caught on our heels with those questions, I think, because we were kind of out front talking about it.
I'm just going to second what Kate was praising the speakers about. It felt like it was a really well-rounded group of panelists with some pretty diverse group viewpoints and perspectives, and I felt like they did a great job running. And yeah, kudos again to Jake and Sarah for putting everything together and getting everybody on.
Just to close this up, okay, actually, before we get to this, we are in discussion with Boulder County Arts Alliance to host another Business of the Arts series to help organizations promote their AI techniques, because we think something we learned coming out of that is organizations want some help to walk through what it means to have their own statement, right? So like a more workshop kind of event for organizations, and then there's an artist meetup hosted by or like with featuring Caroline, featuring presenting as EIP. Yes, to talk about intellectual property rights and AI, the history of AI. It's gonna be really good. I've heard that they're talking about it before. So when is that gonna be? That is in September. Okay, yeah, and I will send out follow-up dates to everybody too. So we do have, if it is of interest to the group, if it's of interest, we have a value statement. There is a swap in it, and you can see the swap text up here to make it more clear. This one is bullet. Yes, obviously I struggle with this bullet, but maybe it's clear thanks to our AI group. And if it's of interest to all of you, then we may focus in. We can continue editing. This is the same, so we would use this for the same sort of practices, like to guide our work, to guide as we're talking about the grant program, and to offer resources. So we'd have our statement up, and then that would lead to some resources and things for the arts community to have access. I guess I'd love to know more about this, the swap. Yeah, it was more just that so it was artists have a great deal how to work things out. We actually talked about this a lot. And we talked about how it refers both to using
content that you create using AI that could be pulling from someone else's work that the internet finds and defines
Right,
what you're getting out of the AI, so you're essentially like taking something, or putting your own work into AI and unintentionally kind of losing your own control over your work. So we decided to just make it like what we had there just wasn't really clear about what we meant, and it's not really possible to get consent from the interwebs to do anything, so we decided to just simplify it and just underscore that art belongs to the artist, and that whenever you use an AI tools, you should just be conscious of the rights of artists to both ways,
Yeah,
exactly,
totally.
so we're just trying to simplify it.
Yeah.
And I move that we accept the statement, which of course would always be open to further edits. But
I'll second that.
All in favor? Yeah, any discussion? We're good, flip it. Okay, great. All right. We will move on to a grants program. Sarah. Yay!
So first up, as education, project grant decisions. We have the opportunity to approve the panel's recommendations, approve individual awards for submitting specific questions, postpone approval of individual awards pending specific questions for the recommendations. These are the scores. We had additional funding, left over from what was going to be Boulder Vision funding. So the score in orange is essentially extra funding that we have for this opportunity, and the panel did recommend that those be looking. And Jill, I don't know if that was anything about the panel meeting.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty cut and dry. There was one application that got dropped, compensation on for-profit applications. And that was deemed ineligible, but yeah, other than that, I don't think everybody was enthusiastic about everything.
And I'm sorry, I don't think I heard all the words, but the ones in orange are also up for approval.
Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, right now, for-profit applicants are still eligible, but I do think that they reconsidered their scores.
I move that we approve arts education project grants to empower youth therapy services, the Catamounts, Harvest of All First Nations, Mina Cultura, Anabaltan, Kiln Studio and Gallery, Trash the Runway, Scribble Art Workshop, Colorado Shakespeare Festival, Orlando School for the Arts, Boulder Opera, Be Brazil, Boulder International Film Festival, and Boulder High School PTO.
Second that.
All in favor? Or discussion first? Yes, discussion.
I was just excited to see some organizations that I get to work with, including Julia Regal back there from Brazil, Colorado, Be Brazil. So I'm excited about that.
So happy.
Right.
We have a buddy.
Just wait. Sick. Yeah, yeah. So like blending together. Okay,
This is,
now.
I don't see PTOs often, so this is exciting to see. And it's the president of the PTO, a middle school PTO. I'm very excited to see this. Are there any other plans other than the arts education that they're eligible for?
I believe they'd be open, or they'd be eligible to apply for most of our first come first served grants. I have seen that in the past, and parent groups as well apply for like parenting assistance and things like that. And then our Boulder Vision, yes, would be open eligibility. So
Did they do cultural field trip fund or no?
Thank you. I might email you. Just to get, I mean, I can share it with other people. I won't hold on to it.
No, even the panel is excited about that.
Yeah.
Okay, all in favor? Unanimous. Okay.
And then we have our pilot grant, which is pretty exciting. Again, you have the opportunity to approve the recommendations, approve individual awards, while submitting specific questions. Postpone approval of individual awards pending answers to specific questions, or not approve the recommendations. These are the panel scores.
I move that we approve lifelong learning grants to new local and greater Boulder Youth Orchestra.
A second.
Any discussion?
I just wanted to note how, well, razor thin the point differences were, so for the people who didn't get it, I hope they try again, because it looked like really competitive and strong.
So it's only two. Is there any plans in the future of expanding it to more?
We are proposing that we reopen it again next year. And then the hope is that eventually this, and what differentiates this from the education grant in part, is that this would be multi-year funding.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Great. More discussion? Okay. All in favor? Yes.
And just to say that I think staff does have some potentially administrative tweaks to how we work the grant. I think there was some confusion this year, as some applicants thought that they had to do both. I say third space and intergenerational programming, and there to be all things. And so I think potentially having two different tracks that you could apply on all of them, just to make that more clear. And then certainly because this is a pilot, we'll be working closely along with the commission at the reports to gauge impact and whether this is a successful pilot. Big new reports. We have many reports. First up, the arts education project grant reports.
I'd like to pull out the Boulder Ballet and speak about that separately. Okay.
I am having some technical difficulties accessing the PowerPoint, so I'm wondering if we can make the motions without changing, or if we can pull it out in the meeting, but not necessarily on this.
I won't say, I don't know if this happened, I couldn't get any photos to look. I don't know if anyone else can pay, that's a me problem then. And then also I guess we'll discuss this after. I don't know. Because just that technical thing, but the budget like looked for Boulder Valley like wonky. Is that also a thing? Is that a formatting thing?
Some of my budget looks really long.
Okay, there's a few, okay.
I was also saying, is this a good thing?
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure.
Yeah, that is an effective pulling the report from the portal, but what I can do in future is just like separately attach those, so it'll be kind of redundant but easy to speak.
Okay, yeah.
So would you like a motion that just for Catamounts and accepting the reports from Catamounts and being applied to that? Yes, okay, I make such a motion to approve the reports from Catamounts and Flyers.
Second that. Any discussion on those two? Okay, all in favor of those? Unanimous. Okay.
I was really excited about how many people the Catamounts and people Flyers impacted.
Yeah.
I thought that was great.
Yeah. And since we have pulled the Boulder Ballet out, do we discuss now or do we move to approve and then discuss?
Well, why don't I tell you what
Yeah,
the questions were and then see if other people shared that
Okay.
or had insight about it. The questions I had were around the budget that they submitted. They, in their expenses, they have expenses for admin and teaching support, and other professionals. And that all makes sense to me. The majority of their expenses are for tuition assistance, which, as far as I understand it, is funds that they put back into their own accounts. that's not a real expense. So the way I'm reading it, they had about $3,000 or $4,000 in expenses and $14,000 of income. And so I really would like an explanation as to what tuition assistance is and where the majority of the grant funds went. I know that they didn't include, we do allow them to include a certain percentage for overhead, but not $9,500 worth.
And that didn't go to pay any of the instructors, because that's.
It's not, yeah, they've got the other instructors as line items.
Okay.
So to me, that's like a big red flag to me in terms of how these grant funds got used. And I'm open to holding the funds, the additional funds until we learn more, unless there's some insight from Sarah or the staff or.
I think that's a good point. I'm curious. I mean, it could be teacher pay, things like that, but if the tuition is like going towards rent, pay, blah, 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 but like.
Right.
Spell it out.
Then spell it out, yeah.
Yeah, cause I will say, like, as far as like, yeah. As many, reports as I see, I don't think I've ever come across like a tuition assistance.
Yeah.
In this type of scenario, so.
Because the way I understand that is, oh, we're still paying our own tuition, it's going into our pocket, like, it's not an expense.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the note here, it says 14 students times $680 annual tuition support. To that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious about that too. And if you have other funding for that funding. Because you had said,
Oh, yeah, I assume that this, I don't recall if this grant has some 20% withheld.
oh, yes.
All of our grants get 80% paid out upon the award, and then 20% after the report has been accepted.
Or was your question? That was it.
So you have some kind of language for that then? Just- I will follow up with them.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sarah forward that, and yeah, we'll bring it back to them.
Oh, that's enough.
And just as a general note, and I don't mean to sound like I'm picking on the Boulder Ballet, but I thought there was a substantial difference between the other two programs that we funded and the amount of impact. 14 students. I thought it was great that they had, like, really cool that they were paying for bilingual language support. I think that's really cool. I wish there was a way for us to get more students in the door for them.
As a general note, I'll say that is something that the reviews grapple with. Quantity versus like the depth.
Yeah.
The breadth versus the depth, I guess, and how that applies to each for funding. Yeah. Okay. We have, oh, sorry, one more clarification. How much was the amount of our grant to Boulder Valley? $3,000. The budget was for the overall program, not just the funding that we provided them.
That's true.
So I can clarify later. Is our 3,000, yeah, our 3,000 was listed as one of their support sources that got them up to their total budget of 14,000.
Absolutely.
That's definitely good. But if that tuition assistance line item is a huge portion of the total budget. Yeah.
So you still keep the vote.
If you must,
Yeah.
but anybody else. I think I would prefer to hear instead of your response.
Do we still take a vote on that today? If we're gonna defer.
Right. Oh,
Yeah, it's a decline to vote. on this.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Whatever delay vote.
Yeah.
Do we have to wait till next month?
There is a precedent for, I think. Having like an in-between meeting, but those, we try to keep those quite rare, so, it's usually that, but typically, yes, the information will come back in the next packet.
Oh, yeah, with the leadership pipeline and for.
The question, I have a question on that one too. And it's mostly for staff. The way that I have understood this grant, and I remember that we made some changes, so if we took it away from this focus and I'm not remembering, please let me know. But my recollection of the purpose of the leadership pipeline was to really put resources into people who are going to be coming back and impacting our local arts environment. And I didn't see anything from this particular person. They helped with their college and they've got some work, but there was no mention of whether they were planning to return to Boulder. Like, is our funding just out in the wild now and not connected to Boulder? And is that a goal going forward? And
While we do still fund the general arts ecosystem through the professional development grants without requiring like a really tangible end product, so it's more about like long-term environment. In going through these leadership pipeline grants, which is for a larger amount from the professional development, as staff, we do feel like there's very certain packages like this grant is discontinued, where we could not continue.
okay,
Okay.
all right.
Fair enough.
When they did comment, no, was that the intention? And I mean, I guess, yeah.
The eligibility, they were asked in the application to speak to how they intended to contribute to Boulder.
But there's no way that application, usually any insights what the intention is. I mean, I know people can't control where they get jobs. I would have loved to see some sort of statement about if they tried or like why they're not coming back to Boulder or.
I haven't seen more detail than this.
Yeah. I don't know if I need, like, I don't know that I feel pressing needs to pull out the additional money, but I just. It saddened me.
So this will be this is the last one.
I believe there might be someone from years back who has not submitted a report, and this one's from 2023. Oh my god.
When are these supposed to submit a report? Is there?
I believe it was supposed to be after a year, but
Okay.
at least, okay, there might be another straggler.
Okay. Okay, so.
Again, we can suggest it.
Yes, yes. Yeah, they're not very viable for us. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, would someone like to make a motion?
Oh, sorry.
I can do that. I move that we approve the grant report from Lee. Thank you.
Okay, all in favor?
I'm just gonna, and test vote.
Yeah.
I won't post.
Okay. That's four people, one opposed. Okay.
This is also a discontinued grant technically, the community project grant report.
make a story.
Okay, I move that we approve the grant report for Amazing Story.
I second.
I love Undertow. I'm a big supporter of them. And I think I was awesome to see how much programming they had created and accomplished with the grant. So very nice.
And I was excited to see just such an unusual medium that we don't normally.
All in favor?
And finally to Boulder Vision grant reports.
I move that we approve the grant reports from Bands Continual Productions and Curtis P. Rogers.
Get it? Oh, sorry. All in favor? So, unanimous. And then, yeah, this discussion, I appreciated the 13 Fires Curtis Rogers, their openness with sharing their challenges, like expressing their original vision and intent, and then like what they did to, as much as possible to stay true to the heart of their intention despite the challenges. So that was great for them to share. Appreciate that.
I'm not sure who this, which one of these the comment was about. I think it was about the continuous productions. But they had an attachment to the report that had a bunch of email and phone numbers. And I was wondering if we could redact that because it looked like it was audience contact.
I think it was the, yeah, I think it was,
Yeah, certainly, the
13.
information is only in the portal technically.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I wrote, what is this list of names? Okay. Great.
Thank you.
All in favor? Oh, people are saying it. All in favor again, round two. Okay, great.
and then the commission is asked to weigh in on eligibility of the following artist hiring application, specifically if it was eligible to apply 1 week early as a first-time applicant. First Congregational United Church of Christ, while they're hiring Maryland Holmes.
So the only question is that early access.
Yes, although full disclosure, I am chatting with legal about funding churches.
Okay, that's a good point.
I had a further question, but I don't know if it's. If. I don't even know if this is relevant to the conversation that's in front of us today, but. I support Marilyn Holmes and what she's doing. It felt like this was a Marilyn Holmes project that was just being housed in a church. Not that the church was doing this project and were hiring her to help. It's not on the church website. When I go on the Creativity Alive website, it's a continuing program of Marilyn Holmes. One in July that she did the same modality, the same choir situation. So my concern is with this being the third time that I don't want to create a back door to where we're funding individual artists or just submitting grants to their venue.
Yeah, I guess my sticking point is, would this church put on this event and hire another artist, or are they only doing this event because Maryland Holmes is doing it? Like, would they apply on their own and then hire a different artist? That's my question.
And I don't
So
even know
that's
if my
the
question is relevant given the criteria that we have. Like, I've tried to look at the criteria and I didn't really speak to it, and maybe it's a question for next year's grants.
I agree with you that we don't want to create backdoors or almost like loopholes where people are kind of using
a certain grant to do something that's different really than the intent of the grant, which I understand to be giving organizations more leverage to hire local artists, right? And this is not to question the value of anything this individual is doing. It looks like her projects are really neat. But is it the intent of the grant?
That is my.
To the specific question of, are they in violation of the 1 week early? I mean, technically, if the church is applying, they have not applied before and are applying a week early. So I don't think on principle, I couldn't say no to that. I think that they still will be eligible for that first time applicant thing, but very much feeling all the other concerns about. And I'll say, so have churches not typically applied for or received funding from us? I have not seen a church be the applicant. I have seen them be a vendor. Oh, this is interesting then.
Yeah, I've spent on same thing, okay, I read the language and it's pretty clear that it is the applicant is the person applying and then the artist is the one hiring. If we want to be clear, next year we could say that it has to be a first time artist, or even more clear about that it is the project curated by the applicant, then hiring or something in there that makes that a little bit more clear, because I also just really.
I have a question. For the artist hiring grant, do applicants have to name the artist they're hiring at the time of applying for the grant?
Yes, because they have to show proof of residence.
Okay.
Both things are in the list of topics that we're happy with.
When did this application come in, even if it wasn't in the early applicant pool? Does it even matter? I guess is the question, of when, if it was pushed through the second.
There's applicants in queue. We did close it because we don't want people wasting their time. We are waiting to hear back about this one, whether one of them.
Because they're not.
Yeah.
I just think that if we didn't distinguish it earlier, and to go back now and fight.
I feel like for this specific instance, I feel like, I feel like you can approve it just based on the language, and then moving forward, we can tighten that up. Yeah.
So this particular project, though, is still moving through the application process. If it's being eligible right now. Which it sounds like the right thing. Unless you get a different response on the chair's question. That wouldn't be relevant until a future data. Okay.
This is the first come, first serve.
It's gonna, my anticipation is that my chats with legal will take place over a long period of time that we would want to potentially get back. Okay.
And this
So
will be the third time that she gets this from in 3 consecutive years.
I know it's at least 2. Yeah, I think it is 2.
So this would be if she gets it, it'll be.
So it's still going through the panel process. This is administrative through by staff. So it's not going to the panel now. So if staff has questions, like we did in this case, that's when we. Oh, so us saying right now that we see no reason to prevent it from moving forward means that it is in fact approved.
Yeah.
I see. I see.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't think she should be eligible, right? Like she's had it 2 years in a row. This is to encourage new artists and all the things that we want to do. But if the policy didn't distinguish it, we just in a corner right now. But can't go back and be like,
No.
but I do think we should put it in like, hey, you will not be eligible again for X thing. If an artist gets it this year, you're not going to be eligible again for the next 5 years. So it's like moving forward. I just don't. Like sometimes we don't foresee all these loopholes that we go down.
I know until they come up, yeah.
And then now that they're off, we can't be like, oh, I don't like it, but so.
It is, for this one, I feel like it is what it is, but we'll know for next time, moving forward, so.
There's consensus there.
We don't motion this, do we?
Don't think it's necessary.
Reluctantly just.
Okay. I'll have to speed through this.
But yes, so developing the 2027 grant program and its materials will be a multi-month process. Already staff has compiled notes from previous commission and panel meetings with questions such as one you just considered. Meetings with the public and the official 2026 applicant feedback questionnaire. Again, I really encourage applicants, who are speaking to each other and community to speak to us and fill out the survey. The finalized Boulder Arts Blueprint is also informing the process as we had to build this year's grant program with meaningful findings from the preliminary blueprint, but before it was used. So we are kind of practically keeping it now. And yes, like I said, we had 37 respondents who surveyed. We'd love to see. This month, we are looking at scope only. In a moment, I'll present topics staff is suggesting the commission deliberate on to one, see if those topics are generally understood as concepts, and two, to see if we're missing anything that needs to be addressed. And to clarify, these are not staff recommendations. These are things that commissioners, panelists, or the public have asked staff to consider. And then next month, staff will provide more information on these topics, as well as some options and recommendations for how to address them or incorporate them into the grant program. Again, I'll add for any members of the community listening to this to please contact us if you have questions about these topics. If there's also a lack of clarity or we're not doing a good job describing what we're talking about, please let me know. And a first draft of the 2027 materials will be presented in September, with the final vote taking place in October. Information sessions will take place in English and Spanish starting in. So that's the road. There are 2 slides with topics listed. This is one of 2. Are there any questions or additions related to eligibility or definition? That's the next slide. Sorry.
I had a question about the menu view. That's what's happening now. Is that right?
So as part of the grants that are reviewed by the panel, there's currently an opportunity for them to collectively ask 2 points of clarification. I have heard feedback from a few people that they miss the days of like the really substantive back and forth as part of that process. I've also again heard feedback that people felt that that wasn't a good use of their time, so I just am bringing it up again because I have heard feedback about that part of this. And then yes, what constitutes a first time applicant is on there. And then another thing that came up is arts and culture as a primary theme, whether it could be like mostly yoga and a little bit of art.
And that contemplative arts definition comes up in what context?
Whether projects are eligible or how reviewers sometimes struggle to know if the project counts as art or not, basically based on the commission's definition. It's just very, very broad. Like, I don't think anyone can wrap their heads around what contemplative arts means right now. And so having something, even if it is flexible, to go off of.
Here's some examples of what's showing up, calling itself contemplative arts.
Meditation,
I wonder if I'd like to see us talk about the definition of, and although maybe this is in a different place in but I struggled with lifelong learning, and because reviewing these bid grants today, I didn't have any problem with the projects per se, but more like what we were defining as lifelong learning. You had mentioned kind of the and or how some organizations thought they had to be both a youth community gathering space and across the lifespan. That was just really confusing to me. It seemed kind of like a basket that we threw some stuff in, and it just wasn't very clear. So when I hear lifelong learning, I think one thing, and then the grants were kind of really different. So I just wonder if we could get any more clarity on that.
Just to piggyback on that, I had a moment of like, and what's the difference between this and that education on the youth end?
I came up with
what the panel did. It's like, hey, is it generational, what constitutes, like, you know, behaviors and kids, but. Yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah, definitely, you could be more clearly.
Yeah.
So I like that.
The changing her name, like that.
Yeah.
You're special.
So good. And then are there any additions or questions related to process edits or grant additions?
Yes. My question was, if you eliminate the highest and lowest scores, so there's 7 panelists, you eliminate highest and lowest, then you're left with 5. What if somebody recuses themselves? Then you only have 4.
So I'm hearing you say you wanna talk about process edit, or you wanna
Yeah.
talk about scoring.
Yes, that was my big concern, is
Yeah.
then what happens? Then that organization is a little bit in trouble.
I'm concerned about it.
Or are we not? I mean, I'm not suggesting we don't drop highest and lowest, they might be, there are merits to it, of course, but like, if you wanna think of a loophole.
This is just an investigation, right? We feel like info.
Yeah. Like I said, no, all of these are stuff, something staff maybe would recommend.
I can. The thing that was a suggestion that came from me. And the thing that I was trying to answer for is over the last couple of years, we've had a couple of scores that were like protest scores, like way down at the bottom, and it pulled the ranking down because one commissioner or one committee member, by doing that, vetoed everybody else's opinion on the project because they had a personal issue, misunderstanding, whatever it was. And so that's the problem that is trying to be solved for. That might not be the right mechanism. But, right, if maybe we can come up with other.
That's a consideration. Yeah. And then, yeah, just a reminder that we're looking at scope,
Yeah,
not necessarily.
And
good to discuss.
Yeah.
That's a good AI use, what are we gonna use, an AI checker?
Just how we're implementing, or how we're including the statement into the grant program potentially, whether we're putting it out there that, you know, the commission is not encouraging you to use AI to write the grant, but they're also not discouraging you, or what, something like that, like what the commission wants to include related to AI in the grant program itself.
We talked about something like saying, if you are using AI tools to help write or edit your application or your report, you remember that you are still responsible for the output, and it needs to still be your sentiments and your message. It kind of like your baseline expectation, so no, we're not saying people can't use it and we're gonna run it through a check or anything.
Okay, good.
And advice about putting art into AI.
Yeah.
And then potentially asking them to disclose in a report, if AI art was funded as a program.
Then as I consider, like, further, can you give the context for 2 commissioners for the meeting?
Yes, that was me. Because I felt like sometimes just having one commissioner there doesn't provide as much context. Or if the commissioner is unable to be there or sick or whatever else cannot make it, then you get no insight into it. So there's just creating some redundancy.
I very much agree with talking about how are we assessing financial health and for Boulder Vision. The evaluation, because as it says in the notes here, the kind of technocratic words about evaluation are of a certain perspective and approach, and not everyone should be or needs to be expected to use those words and those phrases to talk about how to do evaluation, especially individuals. So I agree with all that. I would like to add under Boulder Vision, when we were reviewing these grant reports today from the 2 organizations, it was Dance Continue and the 13 Fires. Total thumbs up for those projects, both amazing, so great. I'm glad we funded them, yay. And it was hard to see that their interpretation of what the Boulder vision, how that showed up in their work, didn't seem to match how we were defining Boulder vision in our grants. For that community, our grant making for the community goals, whether they're saying is of interpreting those words. So while I understand and respect the kind of the intent of having projects that are helping carrying out these Boulder goals, if organizations aren't really getting the connections and aren't able to articulate how their projects are accomplishing those things very well, something's just not matching up. And again, love the projects that these groups did, these two that we looked at today. So no concerns about the work, but like, how are we talking about it? How are they reporting on having achieved Boulder vision goals? So just something more that I'd like to feel in the mix. And then, yeah, this doesn't have to be the end of the discussion. Obviously, at some point, you're gonna need to put back documents out there, but certainly there is still time, especially before the office meeting. And then I don't know if we have time for the budget today. I think 3 minutes. In general, we have a $2 million grant program. A lot of that funding is dedicated to organizations currently receiving general operating support, but we do have some funding for new general operating support grants and $421,000 for other grant categories as well, in addition to that. Matthew put together some proposals. Originally staff proposed 9 impact fund organizations based on consultant feedback and the blueprint preparation process. There's currently 5 awarded, so there's the possibility of expanding that category. Again, Matthew provided a couple of options for us if we did, or the commission did want to expand that category. And then just as a note that if we did say add a bedrock organization, it wouldn't be an additional $80,000. Potentially, if there's an extra large organization that is going to put their name in the hat, whatever the metaphor is, that would be the like an additional $20,000. Oh, because they're already receiving 60,000. Yes,
I had some questions about this that might help the discussion later and that I wanted to see. I wanted to get more information about your thought process on the distribution of the different additional awards across the categories. And then just a refresher, you started to do that, how many we in this year had, I guess, already. I wanted to know if we're gonna add one, how many bedrock did we do this year? Because I don't have one of those.
Yes, definitely. The numbers that Matthew put here as estimates were based on, like,
We don't have to do it today.
who's cycling out and the demand if you applied, so it is based
On the application.
the number of receiving in each category.
Okay.
And as a reminder, we'll probably be changing the distribution because as you called it, when 1 or 2 large organizations is physically way that the players were distributed, so we'll do that.
Okay.
And then this is the final slide, I suppose, the non-general operating support funding. The main change here was just redistributing the number of organization and individual awards. This year we had 10 organizations and 20 individuals, and it seemed like we weren't capturing the demand of those categories properly. So the suggestion is to just have 15. And then I guess
No
Oh,
question.
what is? Well, can I add just one thing?
Yeah.
So I think I'd recommend, and thank you for going through this, we should start with this.
Yes.
Yeah,
That was
we'll put you through the
Yes.
next time, yes. But that's all to say, please take a look, please let us know in the next week or two, if there's anything you would like to see at the next meeting, so we can talk through it. So the next meeting, as I mentioned, it'll be recommendations, some list of options for each of these categories, so it might be fast, it might be slow, some of them will be in discussion, but we'll start with this like budget breakdown discussion. So if there's models of budgeting that you would like to see, I wanna see. These are both crazy, let me just say that. However, if you would like to see with 4 bedrocks, with 0 bedrocks, however it is, let us know. They've built out, thank you so much to Sir Matthew, they've built out +1, +2. That's, but that's the kind of thing we're hoping for, is like, what else would you like to see us come and talk about and knowledgeable about? Okay, great, thank you. Yeah, so.
We can go really quickly, we can go through questions about the staff memo. Nope, we don't have any. And then new art commission photos, nope. Next meeting is mandatory, everyone has to be here in the. We're all going to Burning Man, we're going to Burning Man.
It's gonna be another retreat, we're gonna have to do that.
Yeah, and that's usually how it is, but we have to get one soon. Okay, that's okay. Okay, well, then with that, I will adjourn this meeting.
I'm totally